Hello, my kindergarten readers. The last time we were at school, a long time ago, remember that was March 13th, and today is going to be April 2nd already. We had shared a book called A Harbor Seal Pup Grows Up. And this book was written by Joan Hewitt, and the photographs were by Richard Hewitt. Remember, this was a nonfiction book, so that means the story is real. And as a good reader, we were wondering about the seal in the book. And we had started off by wondering, what happened to the seal? How does a seal pup grow up? Were some of our questions. And then we had read the first part of the book, and then we were left wondering what happened to Sydney. Do you remember the first part of the story? Well, if not, that's okay, because I'm going to start at the beginning and we're going to read and find out what happens to Sydney in A Harbor Seal Pup Grows Up. Let's see if I can get the whole book on here. And the words on my screen are backwards, and so I have to turn my head to read from the book because I can't read backwards. By the ocean. The harbor seal pup is 2 weeks old. Her name is Sydney. Sydney stays close to her mother. She drinks her mother's milk. Waves crash on the rocky beach. Harbor seal families lie in the warm sun. Sydney and her mother lie in the sun too. I bet that feels good. Sydney's mother gets hungry. She dives into the water to catch fish. The water is too cold for Sydney, so Sydney stays on the shore. The seal pup waits for her mother. She waits for 3 days, and she is very hungry. Now, at school, we had stopped there to wonder about Sydney. Her mom's been gone for 3 days. That's a long time to go without food. And so we wondered what was going to happen to Sydney. Was she going to be okay? Well, let's find out. People notice the seal pup. She is alone. Will her mother come back? The next day, the pup is still alone. The people call for help, and Sydney is rescued. Nursed back to health, Sydney is brought to a sea mammal center. A scientist named Peter is in charge. Peter takes care of young seals. He lifts the thin pup from her cage. Sydney is weak. That means not strong. Sydney is weak from hunger. Peter knows just what to do. He puts a tube in Sydney's mouth. Then Nicole pumps a drink into Sydney's stomach. The drink is like a mother seal's milk. Sydney is full. She is also tired, and she falls asleep. When Sydney wakes up, her eyes are bright, and she looks around. Now, I think if I remember right, that's where we stopped at school. So if you want, you can pause the video and talk to somebody about what the story has been about so far. All right, let's find out what happens next. I'm wondering what is going to happen to Sydney now that she's feeling better. Peter examines the pup. Her heartbeat is normal. So is her temperature. She is healthy. I'm feeling better about that. Sydney has a full set of teeth. That means she is at least 3 weeks old. Sydney is small for her age. Sydney gets her drink 3 times a day. She becomes stronger. Using her flippers, she scoots around. I bet that's fun to watch. A child's plastic pool becomes Sydney's playpen. She likes the water. She swims faster and faster. I'll bet she's really excited about that. Nicole shows Sydney a fish. Sydney does not want it. Nicole does not give up. Day after day, she wiggles a fish in front of Sydney. Then, one day, the pup swallows it. Why do you think they were wanting her to eat fish? That's right. She's getting old enough now. She doesn't need just milk. She's also going to need some fish in her diet. Before long, Sydney wants to eat fish. She waits for her bucket of fish in the morning. She knows what's coming. The pup is gaining weight. She no longer needs her healthy drink. Can you tell she's getting a little chubbier? Sydney is 5 weeks old. She has a thick layer of fat. The fat will keep her warm in the cold water. Sydney is ready to be on her own. Now, I'm wondering what's going to happen next. They said she's ready to be on her own. What do you think they're going to do with her? Returning to the ocean. Peter puts the pup in a carrying case. Other scientists take over. They carry Sydney onto a boat. Sydney is excited by the ocean's salty smell, and she shakes her cage. The boat heads toward an island. When they are almost there, the boat stops. It is time to say goodbye. I think that would be hard, don't you? After helping her get healthy, now it's time to say goodbye, but I think she's probably going to be a lot happier back in her ocean. The scientist tips the case. Good luck, little one, she says. Sydney slips into the water. She will find other seals. She will catch fish. Sydney will grow up in her ocean home. She looks pretty happy, doesn't she? I wonder what's going to happen to her next. I know one of the questions we had at school is we were wondering what happened to her mom, why her mom never came back. Sometimes in some books, especially in real books, those questions don't always get answered. We don't know what happened to Sydney's mom, but we do know that she became healthy and was able to swim out to the ocean by herself. So today, if you're reading a book just for fun, maybe in the middle, stop and wonder, what's going to happen next? Because that's what good readers do. I wonder what I should do next.